I've been trading now for over 7 years, and I don't brag, I don't mean to brag when I say that I have passed 100% of every prop firm challenge that I have taken. But listen, I am not some 10 out of 10 trader. I always say I'm a 4 out of 10 trader, and I have shared literally everything I know. I spent over $10,000 on Forex courses. I shared everything that I know for free on this channel and in our free school community, which you can join below. But today I want to show you a little bit more behind the scenes of my thought process and how I attack these challenges. So for a little bit of context, in our school community, I'm working on a video that shows my entire process from start to finish, from the very first trade to the very last trade, all of the wins, all of the losses, and all of the mistakes that I make, because I still make plenty of mistakes. And I started recording that video, but I only had the thought after I started the challenge, which means the first week or so was not recorded. So I decided to not continue that challenge and to start completely from scratch. But in today's video, you're going to see that hidden behind the scenes videos from that challenge, the one that I am no longer taking. But for context, I'll show you the one that I am taking. And this video will either come to this channel eventually, or it will be just for our school community. But the entire idea behind this video is to show you my strategy, how I think things through, my trade management, and I'd be more than happy to answer every question that you have in the comment section. So stick around until the end of the video, because you'll get a really good sense of how I approach these challenges, how I pass these challenges. But if you have any questions, you can drop them down below. But first things first, I'm going to show you the challenge that I am currently taking. So as you can see here, I'm taking a $100,000 one-step challenge, and I'm currently up just over 4%, and I only traded this last week. So in the spirit of full transparency, I've taken no trades this week. It is currently a Monday at 9 o'clock. But if you look at the current month, you can see all of the trades here. So I don't think I've had really any losses aside from a few break-even trades. You can see everything here. If you want to pause the video, if you want to look at these entry points, what I've done, you are more than welcome to do that. In fact, I would probably encourage you to do that. But this is everything that I took last week. Trump was just elected, market's going crazy. So there's probably a few more trades than I normally would take. But as you can see, we're up 4%, and everything has been recorded for this challenge. But without further ado, I will show you the entire breakdown of trades and process that I took on the other challenge. Okay, today has been one of the most wild trading days in a while, and I can think of no better example to teach you how I approach challenges, how I manage trades, manage losses. It has been absolutely crazy. It started out very well, and then I made a couple of mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. Trading is a constant learning experience. And so we're going to go over the trades that I did take, the trades I didn't take, and what's going on right now, because it's been totally wild. So first off, the trade that I did take was a buy on pound CAD, which was a beautiful, simple, straightforward setup. I've already started to mark the charts up a little bit based on what's happening in the market now. So just to go back to give you a little bit of context, we were looking at, I took a buy right here as an absolute sniper entry. It was really a straightforward, simple setup. If we throw the fib on from down here, again, this spike hadn't happened yet. That's what it was. It was a perfect 38 fib level. So just ignore this spike here. That's what we're going to talk about. It was an absolute sniper entry. So really strong key level. You can see it right from here, pulling it across, and 38 fib key level, and we had some moving averages there. So it was an absolute sniper entry, such a good trade, but unfortunately I closed it way too early. That was mistake number one. I closed it for 30 pips, made $2,000, 2% on the challenge, which is great, but I could have passed the challenge alone with this trade, because it went on to do 125 pips. So I got like less than 20% of the potential move. It happens. It's part of trading. So if I go into CTrader and show you exactly what happened, you can see we're floating a loss right now, which again, we're going to talk about. But history today, you could see we had this trade here on pound CAD, $2,000, 30 pips there. So that was great, really straightforward. Pound CAD, if you look at it, here you could see this was the move. So got it all the way at the bottom there, and then went all the way up to here, which was nothing compared to the entirety of the move. So There's another potential buy coming up on Pound CAD, which we're going to talk about. But first off, we need to talk about the trade that I'm in. So I was feeling confident and feeling good based on that win. And so I wanted to use the dynamic risk approach that we talk about in the course, talk about in the community. I wanted to leverage those gains. I'm up currently 3.5%. So trying to, I'm technically only 1 or 2 trades away, solid trades away from passing. So I wanted to increase my risk. However, things got a little bit dicey. I broke my own rule. So let's go step by step. So basically we missed those 2 setups. We missed the 50 fib, which was here. And then we missed this is the 15-minute chart. We missed the 50 fib and then we missed the 61. So it was right here. You could see it was right here. We missed the 50 and then we missed the 61. We came 8 pips within. And so as you'll know, based on the course, it's so imperative that if the market comes close to your pending order and moves, and it doesn't trigger you have to, it's not a setup anymore. But of course, I was feeling confident. I didn't follow my rules, which was mistake number 2 today. Shouldn't have done that because it came within 8 pips and it dropped 46. The move was done. However, I reset the pending order. I was feeling confident based on the setup, which is key level, 61 fib, a whole bunch of moving averages, and it just went absolutely ballistic. Now, there was some news that took place, which was they revealed the budget in the UK, which was leading to all of this crazy movement. But I really was confident in the setup. But of course, the setup did work. The setup was perfect, but the execution was poor. And that's really what it always comes back down to. So moving forward, what happened? I let the trade run. Now, you can make the argument that I was very poorly risk managed, and that's fine. I'm currently up 3.5%, $3,500 on the challenge. So if I take a 3.5% loss, by no means is that risk managed. However, I still would have been break even. And so rather than closing it, I watched very closely. We had a little bit of movement off the 78.6, but because we're at such a major key level here, such a major resistance level that we haven't broken in many, many months. This is going all the way back to, what is this? This is the daily chart. So we're going back to August. It's been several months since we've broken above this level. It's a strong key level. Figured, you know what? What's 1 or 2% more in exchange for potentially having a huge win or no loss whatsoever? So we're still holding this trade, currently down 1.5%. I'm watching it closely. So really, sometimes when you're running a loss, I like to just wait, stick it out, and look to see what the price action is on the hourly. And you can see here, we got this huge wick. So now I'm kind of just staying put, seeing what happens. This could be a huge loss. This could blow all the progress that we made on the challenge, but I do want to wait and see what happens. So it could be a mistake, could work out, but the only reason I didn't close earlier is because of that dynamic risk approach of we're trying to increase our lot sizes to move forward. So that is what happened there. So pretty wild day so far. The 30-minute chart, we did get a nice rejection of this area. Again, we could break higher, but we're only about 27. We're down like 60 pips. We're down about 25, 26 now. So in terms of next setups, I am looking at another potential area on Pound CAD. Let's delete this box here. Now, I have to be careful because Pound CAD and Pound Yen are very highly correlated. They're both buys or sells depending on what I do on the same currency. So I have to be careful. However, there is a nice setup coming up. I did not know what was looking better, the 50 fib or the 61 fib. Now on the smaller time frame, the 50 is looking pretty solid with way more moving averages. So it's possible that we could get a bounce from here. However, when you look on the higher time frames, which are always more important, it's looking more solid. You got 61, which is it's a better key level than the 50. We got this nice key level here, and we do have these 1 hour moving averages moving up. So this is a potential setup that I'm looking at here. Again, anything could happen with Pound Yen. It could wipe away all of our progress, and I won't take any trades. So I'm watching these closely, but I do think it's 11:15 a.m. Eastern time. The market will start to cool down a little bit. And in terms of the yen, because this is important for our fundamental analysis, remember, the yen is a safe haven currency. So for this trade to work out, we need the yen to strengthen, which means we're not going to want stocks to do great because the S&P 500 is pretty much flat for the day. The dollar index down slightly. Bitcoin's down $1, but still hovering around 72,000. So really, we haven't had a lot of movement today. You could see all the numbers here, basically no movement except for the pound, and that's because of the fundamentals here. So often when we get news like this, there's a knee-jerk reaction, which is exactly what we saw, but then the market can digest it, and usually we'll see a reversal of that move, which again is exactly what we are seeing here. So we're starting to print the new 1 hour candle. So we'll wait to see what happens. Really a big wick that we had, at 59.60 pips. So we'll wait to see what happens. We'll wait to see how lethal my dynamic risk mistake is, but that's what's going on today. Okay, so a couple of hours have passed, and this is a great example of how experience really comes into play. We managed to close the position at no loss at all, which is excellent. I just closed it now. So really it comes down to watching the price action. I could have closed, I could have had a huge loss, which again would have been disappointing, obviously, but it would have been fine. Dynamic risk approach. We would have just lost the progress that we had made. So frustrating, but still we're not blowing the challenge or losing the account. So again, it comes down to experience of why did I not close here? Because at that point I was already running the loss. The odds of it dropping were pretty high, and you're already running the loss. So if it goes a little bit higher, you're already in that loss. So really it was a easy decision, but it's one that comes with experience. If you're not used to running a larger than usual loss, you can freak out, you can get nervous. So I just watched the price action. So this hour print, obviously a huge wick, wait for the next hour. Again, during this hour on the next one, you could have said, "Ooh, not looking good," but again, you have to wait for the hour to finish, another wick, and then the price action on the last one, we had a bearish candle. So I was considering holding, as most traders would in this situation. You're running a loss, and all of a sudden, you're back at break even. Oh, now it's going to work. But I learned my lesson. I didn't get greedy. So I did close it, which we should be able to see pound yen. You can see here I closed. These are the two positions at 5 lots each. So $63 and profit $20 there. So as of today, we're up $2,084, so 2% today. And this week, we're up the same amount. So I had a win earlier on and then a loss earlier this week. So that's what we're looking at now. Now, in terms of moving forward, it looks like there's this setup that is lining up on pound CAD. It's definitely a big day. It's now 1:07 p.m. Eastern time. So when the market starts to die down, it's not the best time to get into a trade. So I'm not sure if we're going to hit it. We're currently 9 pips away, which is still somewhat of a decent amount on pound CAD. So I'm going to watch this closely. Again, it's the 61.8 fib. It's a clean fib. We've got the key level, and we do have a couple of moving averages on the 1 hour and then on the 30-minute as well. So I would adjust this stop loss accordingly. I think we're at 22 pips. I think we could probably tighten that up, but we're about 8 pips away, so I'm going to watch that. But really great lessons here today on this account, on these setups. Really, this is what separates traders from losing and passing, blowing accounts and passing. So lots to learn and take away from there. I hope that was valuable for you. Stay tuned on this setup and the rest of the challenge. All right, guys, it is a new day. It is early in the morning. It is 9 o'clock and we are in a new trade. We are currently up about 0.6%. We have a decently large position on pound CAD. It is a buy. So I was also looking at a setup on pound yen that didn't really come to realization. So again, this is the great buy that we had the other day. This was the 50 fib level here. Let's just remove those. So this is a smaller time frame trade, which obviously is a riskier trade, but because it's with the trend, market sentiment is everyone is short. I obviously want to be long, so we'll see. So we're getting this not great price action, so the trade could very well not do anything. Basically, we had this run down here. So if we throw our fib here, you can see we didn't hit the 61, which would have been a good trade setup. We missed it twice, actually. Would have had a little bit of drawdown at the 50 fib level, but that trade worked out nicely. So once we had that rundown there, I wanted to see where we could have a buy. So you throw your fib on here, not here because it made a new high. You can see we had a really nice movement at the 61. It was an absolute sniper and gave us about 53 pips. So that was a trade that you wanted to take. That is not the trade that I took because I was sleeping for that. However, it made a slightly higher high, and just the price action, I think it's bullish. So what's the trade? Because we made a new high and we can extend it, I wanted to target the 50 fib level, or sorry, I wanted to target the 61 fib level. Again, it can be a little bit difficult between CTrader and TradingView because the feeds are slightly off. So if we look here, actually, that was the 15-minute print. So not great. It's 9:15. So we'll wait to see. We'll wait to see how the 30-minute prints, but we're probably going to get a drop here. There's 2 rejections here. We were up. Fortunately, we kind of did the move. You know, we had 20 pips. So I think at this point, you're getting kind of ambitious to hold it. Again, we could wait to see what the hour 30-minute looks like. But we had all kinds of confluences. So basically, we had this one here, this larger fib. This is the 30-minute. We had the 50 moving average. And then it's this small move here where we had the 78.6. So the 78.6 that I wanted to get, which is, you know, the 61.8, you could have the big bounce, but you kind of have the mega big bounce at times on the 78.6. So also we have all kinds of moving averages there on the 30-minute, more on the 15-minute. You can see there's a whole cluster there. But even disregarding those small time frames, we have 2, 3-ish, depending on the area that you're looking at on the 1 hour. We've got these 100 EMA, SMA there, and then we have the 50 here as well. So it was looking good when I turned the camera on. Now it's not looking good, so maybe I need to turn the camera off. But yeah, this is just another setup that we're looking at, and we will see what happens. It'll be posted. There you have it. I hope you guys found this video valuable. As I mentioned earlier on, if you have any questions whatsoever, drop them down below. But I hope your takeaway from this video is that trading, while difficult, can indeed be simple. And it's my philosophy that good trading is simple trading. So let me know what you think down below. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to get to them. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.